All right, let's go. So, I'm gonna try and come off this coronavirus business because it seems to be going a bit haywire, and I'm quite sick and tired of hearing about it, honestly. But it looks like it's serious times. But first of all, what I want to talk about is the African trade. Now, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Just calm down and use common sense and logic and listen to what I'm gonna say. Yeah. So take the emotions out and listen to what I'm gonna say. I'm not buying this narrative. I'm not buying it. And I'll give you a few reasons why I'm not buying it. One, there are no. I'm not saying it didn't happen. So that's first of all. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I don't believe the numbers at all. So one, how come there's not one slave ship? I can't. Maybe there is. I've yet to find. I don't know of any slave ships in any museums, and we know the Europeans, they love memorabilia and history, and they love to show their greatness. So why not have at least one slave ship in a museum to show your excellence, so to speak. You understand? There's no slave ships. And then what really started, I wasn't even watching, it was on the TV, it was some nerdy program, I think it was on Channel 4. And the guy just happened to mention that to sell from Africa to the South America, the Caribbean region would take about 2-3 months. So I thought, okay, then he started talking about how livestock, because obviously back then there weren't no tins of tuna and baked beans. So he started talking about livestock. So then I thought, so then he was like, it's a challenge to even feed the crew. So I thought, okay. And then I was watching something else, and then they happened to mention that, the maximum you would have on a slave ship, so to speak, is about 200 to 300. So then I thought to myself, but these guys say they shipped over 100 million, and we know they took 10 million to Brazil, so they say. So then I thought, how would you do this? Like, how would you do this? And then I thought, well, was Africa even populated like that back then? Because even now, even though Africa's a big country and has lots of people, it's not highly populated. You understand? Like China has a big population. They have over 1 billion people. India has over 1 billion people. And so does Africa. But Africa is bigger than China, America, India put together. And then some. You can still fit some more. You could probably fit Europe in there as well. So it's not like it's densely populated like that. So how are you getting 100 million people? Where are you getting them from? How? Where? If you're predominantly on the west coast. And then I was talking to a friend of mine about it, and he mentioned the Arab slave trade. So that slave trade was before the European slave trade. So then that means the numbers would have been decimated even more. And then I thought about it on a business sense, and just being efficient. Even that doesn't make sense. It doesn't make no sense. How many ships would you need to ship 10 million people? So not 10 million, over 100 million people. How many ships would you need? I don't know. Something doesn't sound right. It just doesn't sound right. What makes more sense is that you would go to that region and conquer and enslave the people that are there. That sounds more plausible. Even if you move people around. So say if you took people from, say, Brazil and put them in Jamaica, and you move from Jamaica and move them to Antigua, and people from Trinidad and Tobago, and you took them to St. Lucia, that makes sense. But and I'm not even mentioning the voyage from England to Africa. I mean, from England to Ghana is about a 6-hour flight. So to sail around that's probably another month, something like that. The numbers don't add up. If you know more, then leave some comments in the comment section and we could talk about it. But it doesn't add up. The numbers don't add up. It doesn't make sense. And then you think about, we already know they've lied about the slave trade, because on their records, according to them, they moved 900,000 slaves. Slavery ended over there 500 years ago. So how do you go from 500, and now the American black population is 44 million? So how do you go from 900,000 to 44 million in space of 500 years? And they've been oppressed non-stop. So how does that work? It's not like they're in a thriving environment. How does that work? That doesn't even make sense. We know the native Indians were black and they got reclassified as Negroes and they got enslaved. So when you start questioning, you see Neely Fuller said, black people on planet Earth should be the most asking people on the planet, meaning we should always ask questions, never believe these people's narrative. You should always ask questions. They'll tell truth with some lies, or they'll tell a lot of lies with some truth. We should always ask questions. It makes no sense to me.